Oh, sorry. You caught me napping. I've got to start doing, I'm going to do a little bit of this stuff. And I know it's boring, so I'll do a little bit of this and the rest of it I'll time warp. So if you guys like seeing wiring and stuff like that, kind of just let me know. But I'm going to kind of just time lapse this stuff because it's kind of boring, I'd say. Oh, sorry. I need to figure out where a few of these wires run so I can do the hole for the bed, do stuff like that, because I want to run the fuel line, or the fuel, oh geez, so tired. I want to run the fuel gauge and stuff like that to the back, get the parking lights, figure out where I want to run them, and drill the hole, put the ground on it, get them hung. That way I don't have to crawl underneath the bed or lift the bed to try to get to the fuel tank to put that stuff on. Just a little pre-planning here, because it's almost time to get it in the booth and get the rest of this painted. So I'm going to take care of this stuff and I'll share a little bit of it with you. But if you guys want to see it, or there's a certain part you want to see on my next one, we can kind of dive into that. But just let me know. I'm going to get on this and see y'all later. All right, first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw all this stuff out the door here before I get into it. But I'm going to hang the throttle pedal. This is excitement, so I figure you guys want to see this. This is, this is the fun pedal. So let's hang this sucker up while everybody's wide awake. We'll stick this on here. Got my jute and everything back there, so that is all good. I don't have the boom mat any left over, so I'm waiting on that. I thought I had more than what I had, so got that on the way to finish the floor, but that's why I finished the firewall and all that and put the jute and everything on here so I could do this kind of stuff. Just knocked out. Come on, fun pedal. There you go. Oh, look at that. And I can take that off when I put the carpet in if I have to, not a big deal. Just want it up there so I can do some of the wiring. All right, so now, the next thing is going to be this box. I think I figured out that I'm going to mount this underneath the fuse box on the driver's side. It seems to be the best spot. I should be able to get it in there nicely. So that's where I'm going to look at putting it. So let's put this over here. And then can get onto the main part of the harness, because I should be able to take this and put this right over here. Then I'll take this back cover, the mounting thing to it, and I'll just put screws through this onto the firewall and then snap the box into it and then put the cover on it. Should be good. It looks like it's going to fit there real nice. It'd be just above the foot, so wish I would have thought of that earlier, because I would have put it at the top and put the other fuse box down low, but that's fine. It'll work out fine. either way, because I originally got them mounted on the passenger side, but it's kind of doesn't look good over there. Doesn't really have a nice mounting method. If I made a glove box and stuff and made it specifically fit, then it would fit fine. But that's if this will work, it's better than trying to go through all that, because that would be a lot more labor getting it over there and over here. Plus, they're both in the same spot, so it'd be easy to find. The wires should go up here just fine, like this. In this area, shouldn't be any problem. So that'll be good. And then I could take the computer plug and I can put it right over here. Easy to find. Hope you're looking for it. Sometimes you can't find these when people put them in cars, so I'll kind of make mine easier to find. But we've got a, let's see, where are you? Here's the throttle pedal. Plug in the fun pedal. Oh, that was so hard to run that cable. Oh, God. Oh. This computer stuff, I just can't see why people would want to use it. Man, that is the hardest cable I've ever run. Holy smokes. Wow. Jeez. All right, let's see. What's the next most difficult thing? Let's see. All I got to do is have enough room to get to my wiper motor. Right there. And this here. Exactly how this is going to go. I might be able to lower this down. I've already taken and unwrapped all this from their original wrapping. They wrap them up really nice, but they don't fit in the vehicle you're putting in if you're trying to do it the way they wrap them. So if you're trying to hide it, if you're not trying to hide it, it's pretty much fine for just about anything. But I like to try to hide all the stuff as much as possible. And then I've got the old clips from their wiring harness, which is nice. They just bloop, bloop. So I can clip that back on. I can hang one right here. That'll be one. I got a factory one right here, which probably too heavy of a wiring harness, but I should be able to get this one here. Ish. Yeah, that'll go right there like that. I should be able to get that. And plus I don't have it pulled all the way in yet. I got stuff outside still. But that'll approximately be where it'll go. It's basically preliminary wiring. That's all I'm really doing. Kind of layout. So, do a little more layout, and I'll see y'all in a little while. Class, behave, or you're going to get it. Now, what we're doing is I got a pair of spectacles I found, nice readers. One of the cars I had built. Work great for wiring, whether you need them or not. But these suckers magnify, and I can read just about any wire on this now, because man, they're hard to read. If you ever done a wiring harness, if you're going to, just go to the dollar store and buy a pair of these ones that are strong, and they work. But what I'm going to do here now is this is my back section right here, tail lights and stuff. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to yank out stuff like this. I don't need the power antenna. It's a pick-em-up truck, so that can come out. I don't chop them up. I keep them. You can use them to run other stuff, just kind of mark what it is. I try to, anything I add to the system, I try to mark it in an easy spot so I know what it is, and when I sell something, somebody else knows what it is. It just makes life a lot simpler. Until you get this, the rat's nest. Of course, because I'm trying to do it in front of a camera instead of just pulling it out the regular way. But, so I got a few zip ties still in it here. Gotta cut them out. But if you want a clean harness and not a bunch of extra junk in it, this is the best thing to do. Just pull this stuff out right off. Well, I'll have a power antenna because I'll have a hidden antenna. So I'll put this right up underneath the dash so I know where it's at. Just cut this one off here. There's that one, and then there's, I think this one here is the dome light. Yep, this one here is dome light power. I don't need a dome light in the bed. Pull this one out. Come on out there, Mr. Wire. Like that. And I'll cut that down here. Like that. Keep these all about the same length I'm cutting. Because I'll need the dome light power for the courtesy lights. And this will be left turn signal. One of these will be the third brake light. Fuel pump, which I don't need the fuel pump because the GM's got their fuel pump in their box. So we'll remove this. Come on! Says, no, I don't want to go out. No! I'm in here for a reason. These are nice, but I don't know why. Because you have to have a relay with this if you use this wire. So if you relay off this, that means you're going to run another wire to the back. But cut that one off there. That one's out. This one's out. And we got, this is the left. Green here, reverse lights. This one here, accessory power, trunk light. We don't need that. Which, so we'll get this one out of here. All right, that one's out. I'm gonna roll this one up and keep it to the side, just in case I come up with some kind of idea and want to put a light back there. So I'll leave that one. Reverse lights, that one, this one here is brake light power. That one, that one, that one. This is a fuel gauge. That's parking lights. This is the ground. Where'd you go? This is the ground for the dome lights, courtesy lights. And that's the right turn. So this is what we need back there, right there, from the main harness. All the rest are out. And this one here is third brake light, probably. Oh, nope, that was the... They don't have a third brake light in this one. Have to look one more time. It's funny, I buy the same harness over and over and over. Some things are in it, some things are not in it every time. Just a nice harness to use. It is a universal. Got a lot of extra circuits in it. All right, now one more look here. This reverse lights, brake lights, left turn, fuel gauge, parking lights, right turn. Yep, there you go. That's what we need besides running the fuel pump wire to the back for the main fuel pump from the GM box. That's basically all we need right there. And if I decide to run an extra power wire back there, because I will need it to trailer sometimes, so if I had an extra power wire back there, it'd be cool, but not really super necessary. But there is my main wiring harness, so I'm going to find out where to put this and see y'all later. All right, and before y'all get up and run from your desks, roll of masking tape. Take it. Look, all these wires I just trimmed off. I'm going to take it and I'm going to tape them together with masking tape. You go, oh, man, you don't do that. Well, yeah, you do. You take that right there. I'll do this one first. What's cool is I'll take masking tape, I'll get them all organized just like that. So when you want to add a wire or get rid of a wire, you just go, unlike black tape, where you got to unwrap it and then rewrap it, waste a crap load of black tape. Just use masking tape, do that, peel that off when you're done, put your little zip ties all over it. It's just an easy way to keep them organized. And the second thing to do is wrap it. Give yourself a little tag, just like that. And with the Sharpie, write what it is. This is rear section cut. All right, so right there. Now I know what that is. It's not just dangling underneath here going, what the heck is that? I'm trying to read it all the time. I know exactly what it is right away by my tag. So this extra wire, I'm just gonna wrap this one up because I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it yet. Never know what idea I'm gonna come up with for something. So I will leave this one here. And then I have all the rest here for if I decide to put one of them back on, which on a truck, you're really not going to. A car, I would just leave them all, put them in the trunk, and then put a little label what they are. Because you know, some of these you could use it to start an amp or anything like that. So I would just leave those in the trunk of a car. But now, I've got that all cleaned up. Very nice. You're not tripping all over the stuff and getting it tangled up and everything. Piece of tape around it, just like that. Easy access to it. Just like that, done. Not tripping on it, it's not getting tangled and everything. So, off I go to do the rest. Get this back half done. Oh, hi there. Well, there it is. There is a basic layout. It's not pretty yet. It's just a layout. Here are my gauge panels and everything that goes to the dash right here. This is my headlights headed out to the front. It's my computer wires right here, all tucked up in here. There's the box, the main fuse box, and the GM fuse box. Sits in there real nice. Use the clutch and you're not even near it. So you could sit here comfortably. Your foot would just touch it. So not a bad spot. Ended up being pretty good. So everything else is good on that part now. So what we're gonna do here is this is my back end lights, tail lights, brake lights, and all that stuff. I ran it through here. It'll be underneath the console. And I popped it out right here, right next to the frame. So I'm gonna run down the frame. There's kind of nowhere to hide it in that area on the front. They'd get hit by rocks and stuff, and I'd have to drill through braces and stuff. So I think this is the easiest route. So I can run my fuel pump wire through here and all that from the computer. So that's nice. It's all protected till it gets outside, which then it's protected inside the frame. So that's all real good. And it runs down the frame here. So it's all inside. I'll cover it with some stuff here later on. But this is why I like the universal. I mean, look at that sucker. There's a lot of wire on these things. Oh, look at that. So you never run out of wire. Always enough on those. So the next thing I'll do is I'll run through and I'll kind of lay these out on where they go. That done. I just got my brake lines, so I stuck those on there. So the brake lines are done in the back. So all I got to do is tighten that stuff up, and I can bleed the brake system. So the brake system will be done. So it's one little bite at a time. It's getting there. Let's see. Got the AC over here. That is still in its spot. It's right at 29, maybe 28, maybe it's between 28 and 29. So basically it's right where I left it. So that's more than 24 hours. So that's good. And here's my basic engine ones. Power for the fuse box and all that kind of jazz. One of these is for the alternator. I have to figure out, I think it's the red one, might be the other one. For the exciter or whatever they call it on these main, I think it's switched power, I think it's this one, not sure. One has to be switched power for this type of alternator because that'll turn on the regulator. Let's see, what else here? There's the AC. What is that? No, that goes inside the truck. I don't know what you're doing out here. Get in there. But here's my wires for the front. All the headlights and stuff. You see it come through right there. So there's no real wires going to be showing. Everything's pretty much hidden. And that'll run through the front here. I got to drill a couple holes in here. But I got to put my electric fans on, which showed up today too. They just got here, so I need to put that on. Hopefully those work. They're supposed to be good. Variable speed. So get those on. But that's basically it. It's been a fun day of doing electrical. So a little bit more electrical work, not very much, and then I think I'm ready for paint. I got the boom mat too, so I could finish doing the floor. But I'm just about ready to get back into the booth and finish that up. Everything else is pretty much done. So, this close to getting it to paint. And then all we got left to do is upholstery and waiting for the wheels to come, which will probably be painstaking long. So, we'll do a little more wiring and then we'll be on the paint, probably. I think that's probably going to be the plan. Sorry, dozed off there. I've got a lot of the wiring done here. I've got my main ran in here. I've got my computer run. Everybody's hooked up with the main wiring harness. Stuff like the gauges, can't do that kind of stuff. Basically the only thing I've got left to do in here is the AC. Put up the relays for the AC. That is basically all that is left for the wiring harness. Power windows right here. I ran the power door locks in here too, so I got an extra power wire for something if I wanted to upgrade. But basically there's the main harness is all done. Reverse switch, so I can go down to the transmission. This is my wires to the back for the fuel pump and all the lights and stuff. Goes through, goes out right there, right down onto the frame. It's up here in the frame. None of it's finished, of course. It's just pre-run. But the gas tank is all hooked up. The power wires, gas gauge, ground wires, all that kind of stuff's done. All the lights, the trailer hitch, already pre-wired. Lights on both sides. So all that stuff is done on this part. So I don't have to crawl underneath the truck to do all that. It's done. This part is mainly just hook up and maybe run a wire or two, depending on what else I got to do. So put a backup camera on it because of how the trailer hitch is going to be. I want to be able to see the trailer when I'm backing up. Otherwise, you'll hit the truck. So it'll have a backup camera on it. But other than that, that is done. So what I'm going to do now is I've got basically everything underneath is done. The starter's up and all that kind of jazz. So I am going to work on the electric fans here. These are 4,000 cubic feet. So hopefully they work. Hopefully they keep it cool. I need to trim it right here around the lower neck here so I can get that tighter to this side because it's off a little bit. I don't know why the heck they put that on there like that. Never seen one like that before. So I'm going to trim around that. Should be able to get that centered. It is a little bigger than the radiator. So I'll probably have to do the same thing up on the top one. We'll see. Maybe around the petcock. So first one I'm going to do though is I'm going to do this one here to basically get it placed on the radiator itself and then see what we got to do on this side to get that to work. But it looks like a fairly good unit, fairly nice. And it's got the control, so it's got the soft run. It's not running full blast all the time, so I guess we'll see how it works. Be my first experience with using this type. So let's get that little piece cut out and get this thing started to be mounted. we go. Got it fit all nice and tight on the bottom. Pretty tight on the sides. Nice, nice. Nice. Don't want it too tight here because I don't want it rubbing up against the radiator core. But the areas it can rub, it's right up against it. It's off the radiator hose here. A bit of room. And this one will have enough room, so that one will be fine too. So now the next little part here. Take my little mounting tabs here and mount those mounting tabs up. There, and 2 on top. And that's pretty much done, and then wire it all up. All right, I've got most of this fan shroud fit to this radiator. I had to cut out that little piece. I stuck one of those little things on there. What I'll do is I'll put a hose clamp right here and a piece of metal probably or something. I don't know. I'll figure out some way to protect this hose just in case so it can't rub through. And this side here, I had to take a little bit out, but it fits down in there really nice now. So what I'm trying to do is find a place to mount this control box right here. So what I've got, I originally was going to mount my battery box right here on these 2 bolts, but of course their wires are about 6 inches too short. They make their wires a little longer. It'd be nice, but I can mount this control box like right here, and that way the probe on the end, this probe can make it to the other side of the radiator. So I was going to stick it right here. The probe won't make it to the radiator where it's got to go. And I can't put it on this side right here because the wires aren't long enough to reach the battery. Can't put it here because it won't reach the battery. So seems to be the best spot. Seems to be the best spot is that I can put it right here, because you need to be able to get to the little dial on it so you can turn it up or down if you want to. So that looks like it's going to be the best location right there, and it'll look fine. Won't look hokey. I'd really like to have it right here, but I can't get it that way because you won't be able to get to the little adjuster if I stuck it up against this. So that's where I'm at with that. I don't think I could put it right here. Plus you're going to be right next to a hot line from the AC. It says to keep it away from engine heat. Otherwise, could mount it on the side of the radiator. It would probably fit right here, but then it's on the heat source. So that's could be my best option that I can see right now. So what I've got to do here is I'm going to remount this in this location here. So I didn't paint it yet. Wasn't sure about everything. So I'm going to make a bracket here so I can mount it to those 2 bolts that I originally had. And then I've got a bolt right here. So I'll put a little tab on here and I'll mount it there. And then there's one here. I didn't drill it. Good thing. Because I could put a strap from here to here to hold the battery there. Or I could do a strap from here up to one of these support bolts here. So that's going to be a to be determined. So I got to figure that out at the same time as the other one. And it should be a nice clean installation. So I'm going to get on trying to figure that part out. is the wiring, nice and hidden. Do a grommet here, so the thing can hang right here next to it. Probe comes through, goes on another grommet on the other side, so it can go below the water neck, going into the radiator. So that's all good. Excellent. So let's get this mounted onto the radiator now. Well, there is the first test fit. And see, this will mount right here like that. And I'll put a cover over those wires so you can't see them. My grounds and everything all go right here. Shroud hits the frame right there. So I got to do a little nip of that corner. Same thing on the other side. I need to do a little nip on the corner. But other than that, it fits in there pretty good. And it makes the radiator wide. But should work nicely. Here I thought I'd have a lot of room in front of my engine. Moving it back as far as I did. So as long as there's enough room to run the air intake, which I've been trying to figure out which side to put it on. I just lost all my room I had. That's in front of the fan. If I go this way out, I have to go underneath my battery or something. Put it over in this area. So, I thought I had a good spot for an air cleaner, but I guess I just scratched that out. But we'll figure it out. But now I'm going to take it back out and I have to do little trims. I mean, I could move it up a tiny bit if I wanted to, but everything is set for this to be this way. So I'm going to just nip a little tiny bit off the bottom of it and it'll be done. That part will be set in there. Then I got to drill some holes and get my wires through here. So, alrighty, there it is. It is set in there. It is 100% done. All tightened up. Fits in there nice. Now, got a good amount of clearance on the frame down there. Now I got left to do here is stick this little doohickey on the radiator. So I'll get that. But all the wiring is coming along. Got all the stuff through the front here. It's all tucked up in here. I was fishing out some wires. And here is the fan wire right here. This is what I was fishing out of there. It's a little too short to make it all the way over there. So I had to fish that out of here. And this is the fan wire that turns it on. It's just 12 volt switched. So it tells it when tells the fan doohickey thingy that the vehicle's running. So I'll put this all back together and tuck it up in there. So I got a few more wires to run from there. Got to get this tucked up here. It's all my headlights and stuff. It's all the stuff I just ran. I'll tuck all this stuff up here like so. Got my mini fuse wire here. This powers the fuse boxes. I got to do that. This is the gauges and the tack. I have to hook up the alternator. So I need the power from the alternator to the battery. And I do the battery wire. Make the new battery box. I got to do a little couple modifications on that. This is the wire for the air conditioning. So you turn on the air conditioning, it turns the fans on. So main part of that is almost done, and I can get back to doing other stuff.